All right, well, on this Easter morning, Christians around the world are celebrating the resurrection of Jesus Christ. And in America, more than half of the country will celebrate Easter by attending a church service.
But what are some of the ways that you can celebrate the holiday even after leaving church today?
Let's ask the pastor of Southeast Christian Church, author of Grace is Greater, Kyle Idleman. Pastor Idleman, it's good to have you on.
Hey, guys.
So it is a day, frankly, where
you.
a lot of people might go to church. It might be, you know, a once or twice a year event for them. What do you say to them about continuing the Easter celebration after this day?
Yeah, you know, we understand that for a lot of people, Easter is a tradition. In fact, we actually have a name for people who only come on Christmas and Easter behind closed doors. We call them Creasters, right? Like, that's just when they come. After Easter service last year, I had a guy tell me, hey, great message, see you next year. And so I kind of understand that that is the honest mentality that a lot of people have, but our challenge this Easter would be to not let it just be a tradition, but to engage with it personally, right? That Easter can sometimes be looked at, going to Easter services can be looked at like going to the dentist, where you don't necessarily get excited about it, but you feel like you have to do it, more of an obligation. And we don't want that to be the case. We want people to come to church to celebrate Easter, and we think the way that that happens is when you leave Easter service knowing that it has impacted you personally. Yeah. Because this is not just a historical event that we're celebrating. This is something that has changed for so many of us, has changed our lives completely.
Yeah, Pastor, we live at a difficult time for Christians around the globe. Persecution of Christians in countries where they're being targeted and killed. Here at home, a culture that in many ways has turned away from that message. What's your message of hope? What do you say to our world and our culture today?
You know, in a world where we are reminded every day of the persecution that Christians and churches are experiencing, the hope of Easter has never been more important, and our persecuted brothers and sisters around the world have taught us a lot about that. They know that death has no threat over them anymore because Jesus conquered the grave. They have the assurance, they have the hope, the promise of eternal life. And so rather than false assurances, saying everything's going to get better or everything's going to be okay, we are reminded that our hope is in Jesus, and in Him we have this promise that there's eternal life.
It's a great message, one that we all need to hear today. Pastor, you're joining us from Kentucky, right? From your church there?
Yeah, Louisville, Kentucky.
Louisville, Kentucky. We love it. Well, thanks for being with us this morning. Really appreciate that. Hope you have a wonderful Easter Sunday with your family.